Hi guys, welcome to the channel, and this is my second picture from Circles of Fun Animals for Dover Spark for hashtag dive into Dover Spark. I'm actually going to do this image in the book. I didn't even realize that until I looked down and saw the front of the book. I'd really not paid attention, but this is the image that I'm going to color. And we will see how it turns out. I'm probably not gonna do like the whitish and all that. I don't know, maybe we'll see. So yeah, let's take a quick look. I'll just kind of show the book for anybody that is new, that hasn't experienced the Dover Sparks. Just a quick look at some that I have done, and some of the others are in the book. Really cute little images. They're circles, they're cute little animals. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a mandala feel. But yeah, it's a really cute book. There's a link down below in the description to the Dover Spark books on Amazon. They're 30 images each. They're on great paper that Dover's known for. They are perforated pages, and they're just really cute. They say that they're for children 6 to 10, but the images seem to me a little intricate for that age group. You can also go to doverpublications.com, where you can download sample pages and activities from their website. So this is the one I'm going to be working on, and I have not picked out, again, any colors or anything like that. Someone had asked, how do I pick my colors for my pictures? And the truth of the matter is well, they asked how do I pick my markers, I think, or mediums, which I'm going to use for what picture and how I choose that. The truth is I really don't. I generally just get started and let things go as they will. Whatever mediums or markers I have available that I want to work with, I just kind of grab those and I just go for it. There's no real rhyme to reason as to which colors I use when I do, or which mediums, or even necessarily which colors. I just go for it and see how things turn out. So I'm going to be describing. I do not have my color charts with me again, so I'm just looking and picking and testing out over on the side to put things together. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm using my Touch New markers a lot, because I'm just kind of trying to use those up so I can start tossing those. Those are probably the least favorite of the markers that I have. So I've been using those a lot lately, just kind of trying to use those up some. But I do have some Copics and Blicks, and generally what I do is I save those for images that, pictures that I'm really, really into and want to enjoy. And I know I'm doing a lot of rambling, so sorry. I actually might look back and forth a little bit here, just so I can get an idea. So just kind of bear with me, and we'll get this. This is Milky White from, actually what I think I'll do is I'll put the, I think I'll put the marigold down first, and then come back. I'm wondering if the marigold might be too dark. Let me see. Let me see what else I can find real fast in here. Yeah. Once I looked at it, I was kind of like, yeah, that might work a little better. Okay, so I'm going to go in with pastel yellow, I think, and then add in marigold and... There's no telling how this is going to look. Bear with me, guys. We'll see what I can do. I'm not the world's best when it comes to blending. So I just kind of lay my colors down and then just kind of go for it and hope for the best. So that's what I'm doing. It's not too bad though. Okay. And I know generally when I use my markers, I really try not to create lines like this and then leave the area, because, you know, that's when you really end up with your marker lines if you let your ink kind of dry. But we'll see how this turns out. Yeah, no. Ooh, I am just not with it. So this morning I went ahead and I took Bradley to the vet. And she went ahead and took some blood from him and some urine. And she's going to send that off. And I should have the results on Monday. So I really don't have any news. She told me that she thinks that he actually looks really good. As far as what she can physically see. She didn't see any evidence of anything that I should be overly concerned with, so that made me happy. But of course, you know, they'll have to send this blood work off and everything, and we'll see. And in the blood work, they'll be checking lots and lots of things. His red blood cell counts, they'll check for heartworms, thyroid, diabetes, all those kind of things. It should show anything from tick-borne illness, because I think I told you guys that I did pull a tick off of him a couple weeks back, and so this should show any tick-borne illness that might be present. It should give us a really good snapshot. So I'm hoping that when they call me on Monday, they'll just let me know that everything looked good. And, you know, it'll be kind of sad to know that apparently that means he's just really slowing down because of age. But as sad as that is, I would rather him be healthy. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Boy, I'm afraid this is going to look horrible. We'll see. But it was so cute. We got to the vet, and he's not a huge, he's a huge people person, but he generally doesn't do that great around like other dogs. But he didn't even bark, so I was actually a little impressed by that he didn't bark or cause any problems. But when they went to weigh him, you know, they have these big scales there in the office that the animals, you know, just kind of stand on, and it gives them a weight. So when they went to put him on that, he was like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. It was really kind of funny. And he didn't like it, like, at all. He ended up breaking off of his leash right there in the vet's office. And he took off running through the vet's office towards the front door. And he was standing there at the front door like, okay, guys, somebody needs to open this door, like, right now. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. So, the poor little booger. He didn't want to be there. But I had them, they took a look at that growth that's on his mouth, and the vet told me that she believes it's just a wart, and that a lot of older dogs do develop these. I hope that she's right, because, you know, I told her that if she had, you know, any doubts or suspicions, let's go ahead and take it off. But she was pretty sure it wasn't anything to worry about. You know, she said, we'll keep an eye on it, but I don't know. And I had them clip his nails because he does not like me to clip his toenails, like, at all. He hates it. Absolutely hates when I do his toenails. So I asked her if she would get them done, and she did. And it was so funny because when I do his nails, he will just cry and whimper, you know, like I'm seriously hurting him. And it kind of breaks my little heart, but, you know, this is something that kind of has to be done. But since I was there, I was like, why not let, you know, these guys be the bad guys for the day? But yeah, he didn't whine. He did not whimper. He did not give them any trouble at all. None. So, I mean, I guess that's good, but kind of makes me feel bad because I'm like, why do you do these things when I do them? But I guess it's because I'm mom, and you know, he just kind of thinks that I shouldn't do it. I don't know. Crazy pup. There's no rhyme to the reason for the way I'm doing this right now. I mean, this whole little blending thing, and I don't know. I was trying to make some, like, different shades in the coloring, you know, in the ink, so he would have some shade and shadow, but I don't think I like the way it looks. I think I've pretty much ruined this. It would have been better just straight colored, I think. This marker is starting to run out of ink. The Touch News don't seem to last very long, in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of these. They're great when, you know, the Touch News aren't bad when they're working really well, but they just tend to run out of ink and dry up quickly. So, I went to the store after I took him to the vet, and I got him all brand new food, different brand, just to try to see if maybe a change of cuisine might help. He didn't seem too interested even in that when I got back home, so I was kind of like, ugh, because, you know, I was really hoping that that may have solved the problem. I don't like the way this looks. I'm just going to go back over this with this. I just don't like the way that line in that looks. You know, when you don't like the way something looks, just go back in and work with it. I've always kind of been really big into telling people that when you mess up coloring, you can always, almost always, go back and fix it. There seems to always be something you can do to fix it. All of these are just wanting to run out of ink on me. It's crazy. This color is looking really blotchy because I can't get a good layer of ink down. As these are starting to wear out, I'm just putting them over in a pile and then pulling out my color charts and pulling up the brand, and then I'll go through the pile, and whatever markers are worn out, I just kind of put an X through the color so I know I don't have that color anymore. So. I did order some refills for my Copics, for some of my Copics and a couple of my Blicks too, of, you know, like the colors that I'm using most often. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back over the rest over here too. I think just the solid color looks better in my opinion. Than the little blending that I was trying to accomplish. I haven't figured out yet how to, you know, I can do some blending with my markers and it work well. You guys have seen me do that before, but when it comes to coloring like a whole thing, like this tiger, for instance, and trying to like put in shading and all of that, I have not figured out a way for that to work well for me. Still, for me, the thing that works best, if I'm wanting to do like this tiger and I want to lay in some shadows and things like that, what I found works best for me is actually to put, and a lot of people say this is wasting, but I don't think it is, because I mean, I've got a reason for doing it, but I will go in like with a lighter color in pencil, or excuse me, in marker, and I'll do that first, and then I will come in after I have that like base coat done. Then I'll come in with, this ink is actually coming off this book when I run these markers over it. But then I'll come in with like, yeah, this isn't working. None of this is working for me. I'll come in with pencil and lay pencil down on top of the lighter color marker and put in any of my shadows and things with that. That's how I'll do my shadows and my shading. And that's when, that's what works best for me. I've not figured out how to do that with like markers. So this is turning out to be a mess. Does it look as bad for y'all as it looks for me? Yeah. So guess what? This is just insane. You know, you guys know I told you the other day that mother-in-law, fully retired, decided that she was done. Finally came to realize that her health probably was no longer going to support, you know, her going into work and all of that. Okay, so I told you guys that. Well, then last night, we've been having some issues with the refrigerator, and we were discussing whether we should look into replacing the refrigerator, or if we wanted to try to have like a not a salesperson, a repair person come out and take a look at it and see what they thought, if it would be more economical to repair than to replace. It is an older refrigerator, and you know, at any rate, during the process of this conversation, she says, well, you know, I'm pretty sure Donna will be here all next week. I'll be working. And I said, right? She says, I'll be working. And I said, you know, Gary and I were down in our room, so we were hearing her say this from the kitchen. And I looked at Gary, I said, did she just say working? And he's like, I don't know, I can't hear her real well over the TV. So I was like, well, turn that TV off. So he turns it off, and I was like, what did you say? And she said, well, are you going to be here all next week? Because I'm going to be working. And I said, where are you going to be working? And she told me, and it's her employer, same employer. And I said, didn't you just have your retirement luncheon like 2 weeks ago? And she's like, yeah. She said, but I told him if they needed any help part-time, I would come in and I would do this. And I'm like, I'm kind of like, you're kidding me, right? And I don't mean that to be mean. I really don't. That's a splotchy tiger. You guys will just have to kind of overlook it. That didn't turn out all that well. So, apparently, she doesn't know the definition of the word retired. And she's going to be working next week. Which is great. I mean, I like the, alone time and everything. You guys know that. So I'm not complaining. But I just can't believe this employer keeps playing this game. Because first it was, oh, I'm coming back to work full time. And then she couldn't function at work. And they were like, you need to leave and don't come back until you got a doctor's saying that it's safe for you to work, because she was having like real bad dizzy spells and all kinds of stuff. So she did that, and then she's like, okay, ready to go back to work. And she worked like less than a week until she fell 2 times. Until she fell, I think it was that time. And then it was like, okay, I'm going to go part-time. And then she went back to work for a couple days. And then she fell getting ready for work one morning and couldn't go in that day. And then 2 days later, she fell again. That was when we had to call and get some help lifting her. And then she told them, okay, yeah, I'm not going to work at all. I'm retiring. And they were like, okay. So she retired. And then last night, she told me that she was going to go back to work for, I guess, just next week because they need somebody or whatever. But if it goes well and she doesn't have any problems, I would be willing to bet that she'll ask for more hours and, go back working part-time, which would be fine with me because I've said before, it's not, I don't even think, I like the alone time, I'm going to be honest, but I also don't think it's healthy for her to be here at the house just pretty much sleeping all the time. I don't think it's good. And yeah, she's 75 and everything, but she's had always been, until all this happened, the type of person who could just go, 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 go. And a lot of times when those people, when you're that kind of a person and then you stop working all of a sudden and you just kind of recluse in, your health generally goes down very, very quickly. And a lot of times those people don't live long after that kind of thing happens. So, I want her to be happy in what she's doing and everything either way. I really do, but she's not happy when she's just sitting. She's just not. She's irritable. She's frustrated easy. She has anger outbursts, and I don't even think she realizes it. And I think it's because she's the type of person that just needs to constantly stay busy. So, I mean, if she can go in, she works an office job. She was always in the fuel tax department at a trucking company. And if she can just work part-time even, I think that would be amazing. And she was just going to work 3 days a week on the part-time, but then she fell. And honestly, I think maybe she tried to go back a little too soon. But she's been in physical therapy for a little while, which is something that I think should have happened a long time ago also. And if she feels like she's getting a little bit more strength back in that leg, and if they'll let her go back, I think that would be great. But to me, it speaks absolute volumes for this company that they're doing this for her, because they've just been absolutely amazing. Even when she told them that she was done, you know, when she's like, okay, I'm done, they gave her like a 6-month severance package that they didn't even have to give her, which was basically they were going to pay her what she would have made those 3 days a week part-time. They were going to give that to her for 6 months after her her last day. And you know, she had been a full-time employee, retirement age, plenty enough time, you know, just to walk away and retire. But they offered her that also, which I think, to me, that's just amazing, because it's hard to find, you know, good employers in this day and time. And that's an amazing company, in my opinion, you know, to be doing all that. So, well, thanks for watching me, you know, just totally murder these tigers. I can't get this to look right. So many of these markers are starting to go bad that it might be about time to pull out another set. I don't know. We'll see. So I have been coloring a few of these and from the Dover Spark books, and I've actually posted a couple over in the Facebook group. Welcome to all the new people that have joined the Facebook group. I've saw that we've had several new people joining at the Facebook group in the past couple days. So that's really, really wonderful. It's nice to excuse me, it's nice to have you guys there. I think we have, I may be a little biased, but I think we've got a really, really great group of people in the group. Oh, let me show you guys this. Very supportive. This is just Blue Gray 3, in case anybody was wondering. Just having a really hard time getting these touch new markers to do what I want them to do. They're starting to dry out, and you know, once a marker starts to dry out just a little bit, it just doesn't lay down the ink as great. It makes it really hard to get a smooth coverage. And that's what's happening here. Goodness. Come on now. Markers work. Markers, please. For those of you who like PDFs, I saw this morning that for the month of May, Deborah Muller is offering 25% off in her Etsy store. So that would be a good opportunity if you do like the PDFs and you're interested in Deborah Muller to get some of those PDFs that you may have wanted. I think most of the coloring books, that makes them about a little less than $4.50, I think it was. Like maybe $4.47 or something like that for a PDF coloring book. I think they're about $8 or $9 on Amazon for the physical book. Deborah Muller is on Create Space paper, but in my opinion, the paper is not terrible in that particular book. If you've been watching ColorTube or participating in Facebook groups for any amount of time, you've probably heard by now that one Create Space paper is not all Create Space paper. And it's not. For some reason, and I don't know, and I've always meant to ask, like Tabitha or somebody, so I would know if they give them like a choice in paper type or something, or is it all left up to chance, maybe based off of which facility that prints the books prints them. Because I think there's one in South Carolina. I think some are printed in South Carolina, some are printed in Kentucky. So I don't know if that has something to do with it or what it is. But some of those books, the paper is just different. It's like a bad different in some of them. There's a few. It's not like a whole lot, but there are a few. It just seems like the paper's not good quality. And I'm not going to mention names because I don't want, in any way to negatively affect the artist's sales, because I'm going to be honest, it's not the artist's fault, it's Amazon's fault. But there are a couple artists, and that I've learned to only buy PDFs from, because the paper just doesn't work for me at all. But then there's other artists who their Create Space paper, the Amazon paper, isn't that bad. It's not as bad in my opinion, and it works okay. So, and Deborah Muller's one of those. So with me, I'll do Deborah Muller books, or I'll do Deborah Muller PDFs. But oh, this one's completely dry. Yeah, marker's completely dry. But as I was saying, I think that, them being 25% off, if you like the PDFs and you'll print PDFs, I think it would be a really good time to go ahead and get a few of those Deborah Muller PDFs. I think I will. I like a lot of Deborah Muller's artwork. I was introduced to Deborah Muller through Posh. I had bought some Posh books at Ollie's, and I thought they were really cute. And then I started seeing Deborah Muller, where people were coloring Deborah Muller pictures, and I kept thinking to myself, wow, why does that look so stinking familiar? Just that art style just kind of looked familiar to me. And then one day I thought, oh, let me go pull out that Posh book and take a look at it. And sure enough, the Posh books were Deborah Muller. So I really do like her artwork. I've completed one full coloring book ever, and that was Deborah Muller's Naughty or Nice Girls Christmas book. Pinup, Naughty or Nice Pinup Girls, or something like that. Naughty or Nice Girls. But that one I've completed completely. I've almost completed Tabitha Barnett's, one of her Majestic Mandala books. It's almost done. There's only a couple left in it, and that's the only two I've ever completed. I really love Tabitha Barnett's work too. I've got several favorite artists, Deborah Muller, Tabitha Barnett, Heather Valentin. Those are three. I like brain fried. I like all the hardback artists too. Maria Trolley, Hannah Carlzon. Who does Fairy Miracles? Can't think. Like those. I have some Hannah Lynn. I like those too, but they're not like huge. It's not like my favorite. I'm really liking a lot of Sherry Baldy's work. Oh, C.L. Aldrich. I love her also. Love, love, love. Okay. Coloring these noses. Cute little noses. I have to get those. Okay. I'm really bummed out about kind of messing those tigers up. Okay. All my little monkeys. Got my laundry going right now. Came home and I gave Bradley a shower. I have found out, I've realized that, you know, we have a handheld shower wand that you can take, you know, off and use it as handheld. And what I found out is easiest to shower Bradley is if I will just get into the shower, like when I go to wash my hair or whatever, and just put him inside the shower, and he can stand there in the bathtub while I stand up, and I can just take the wand off, and it's much easier to shower him that way. And he had not had his bath since we came back from that camping trip. I thought he smelled horrible. I felt bad about taking him to the vet smelling that way. And then it was so funny, the vet was like, oh, he doesn't smell that bad. It's just you, because you're used to him smelling a certain way. And I'm like, oh, that's horrible. It's like no, this dog stinks. So I did bring him home and give him a shower and everything. So then I had to start washing all of his bed linen, because, you know, there's not much of a sense, in my opinion, in washing a stinky dog if you're not going to wash the stinky bed linen, because, you know, once he goes to lay back in his bed and stuff, he's just going to start smelling like that again. So it's currently in the wash, and I feel like I'm still trying to catch up from that trip, because, you know, it's almost like you need a vacation from your vacation. I saw that sign once when we were at Universal Studios, and it was like, I need a vacation from this vacation. And I was like, yeah, that. And that's kind of how it feels, especially after coming back from a camping trip, because there's so much involved. Camping is not an easy thing. I mean, it's, you get ready to go, and you know, you have to get there and you have to set up your camper or your tent or your pop-up or whatever it is you've got. You got to do all this. And, you know, you got to take all these things with you to go. And to me, it's just, trying to come home and get things back in order. And then yesterday, my throat started hurting again. Late yesterday evening, it started hurting some, and I'm like, no way, no. It's like I just spent 2 weeks with bronchitis and really bad sore throat and all this. I'm like, I don't want to do this again. So I've been dealing with that kind of sore throat and stuff today, and I'm assuming it's from pollen. That's what I'm assuming is causing it, is the pollen. I don't know for sure. But I really do not, oh, please don't let me get sick like that again. It was so horrible. I've been so glad just to, you know, feel better these past few days. And I think, let's see, not this Tuesday that just passed, but the one before that was when I had started feeling kind of okay again. I still wasn't 100%. Wednesday I was feeling a lot better. Thursday I felt pretty much like me again. So probably since last Thursday, and today's Friday, so it's been a little over a week that I got to feel pretty normal. See how this pale green's running out too? It's almost gone. I don't know why this even got put back in, because I think I remember this one starting to act up on me yesterday, and I thought I laid it out to go into the toss pile. Let's see if I can get it to at least do this grass here. And so Gary's working a 48. Yeah, so that means he'll be at work for 48 straight hours before he comes home. So today's Friday, so he'll work Friday and Saturday. He worked Wednesday too, so he worked a 24 Wednesday. It's a lot of hours he's putting in, but you know, he had to trade off so many shifts between that little surgery procedure and then, you know, planning for this vacation. And trading off shifts, when you do that, it puts you in a position that you're going to have to work a 24-hour shift just to make that up. So, yeah. This is spring dim green. I'll go ahead and do this part of the green with it. That way there'll be some actual, you know, some difference in the shades of green between the different grasses, and I'll do the shrubs different color greens and things like that. I could have swore I just heard the buzzer for the dryer go off, but everything's out of the dryer. So that's strange. I don't think the washer dings. Maybe it does. Alright, I'm going to pause this and go check on that. If you guys will give me just a minute, I'll be right back. You won't miss me. Okay, so I'm back. Thank you. It was not the dryer, which the dryer did end up going off, but it wasn't the dryer, so I'm not sure what that was. But my part of my Blick order arrived, so yay. I find it so almost irritating that I didn't think I had any mail coming today, so I guess this really doesn't fit. But like the other day when I was actually anticipating mail, the mail never runs until like 5 or 6 o'clock at night. But on the days where I don't think I have anything coming, or I don't have anything coming, boy, she's there not long after lunch. It was right at 1. She was like, I'm here. We have one carrier. She honks her horn when she enters in the driveway, which I really like because, you know, it gives me an opportunity if I'm home to go ahead and get whatever it is in the house, so it's not, you know, just sitting by the door. This is vivid green, by the way. But I love the way Blick packages. If you guys have never bought from Blick, oh my goodness. Amazon could seriously take a lesson. Everything is generally individually like wrapped almost in like plastic. And then there is so many of those blow up balloons in there that nothing's moving around in that box. I like that a lot. I've got one more order coming from Blick, and I've got an order coming from Jerry's Artorama. I've never ordered from Jerry's before, so this will be a new little experience with them. But there was just a couple colors I needed that Blick was back ordered into like August on, so I ordered those through Jerry's Artorama. Excuse me. Excuse me, and we'll see. My sinuses are draining down the back of my throat again. That's what's making my throat so sore. It's making me feel like I need a cough. I actually made me another cup of coffee because the coffee tends, for some reason, it soothes a little bit. So we'll do that. Try that out, see how that works. I don't know. I haven't had allergy issues in so many years. And this year, for some reason, has just been so horrible. We've had some really super high pollen counts, though. There was one day back in April. It was like the highest it had been since like 2011. It was nuts high. And there was like one day, I think they said that we were just a couple points away from breaking like an never before, at least not since they've started recording them, kind of record. And maybe that's what it is, you know. But this year's been just very, very tough on me, and I'm not that person. Years ago, I used to get sick every winter, and it was generally right around like the Christmas holidays. I would get sick, but I never really had any issues in like the spring and the summertime. It was always right about that time. But this year, it's just tore me up. And that last little bit turned into bronchitis, and there was several days while I was sick that I didn't even feel like coloring at all. You know, most days I just kind of sat and watched TV and felt bad and colored. But there was a few days where I just sat and stared at the TV, and then there was maybe 1 or 2 days, maybe 2 days, where I just laid with my eyes closed most of the day. I didn't even feel like, you know, looking at the TV even. So that really kicked my butt really bad. I actually kind of like straight coloring, especially here with you guys, because it's easier for me to think about what I'm saying so I can talk better. And I also just really like to show you guys that, you know, you can have fun. You can do a lot, you know, with your color. Just sit yourself down and, you know, with your markers and or your pencils or, you know, whatever it is that you use to color, and just have at it. You don't have to do anything fancy to get, you know, good results. Barb's over in the group coloring like, oh, like there ain't no tomorrow. She's posted lots of these pictures already. They look awesome. She was definitely ready for this. And she's been posting a lot from the mandala book, and I really wish I had that mandala book. It was just not one of the ones that I purchased. I thought that they may have been a little too, you know, since it was more of a child's book, I thought they may have, you know, it was supposed to be for children. Children, excuse me. And I thought maybe that might be a little too basic or whatever, but I'm seeing some of these done, and I'm like, man, I really wish I had that mandala book. Yesterday, I actually spent some time going through my bookshelf and pulling out some books that I haven't colored in like so long. And there were some books that I had purchased, you know, just because I thought they were a great price. I never even colored in them, and I got those pulled up out of my shelf, and I need to do something with those. Right now they're just sitting in our back spare room, and there's so many. There's a big box. I mean, I did some cleaning out, and I really wish I could do those as giveaways, but I'm telling you right now, we're so strapped with some, you know, after the axle and everything breaking on the car and everything that went wrong, I just can't really spend all that on shipping. I thought I might put them over in the Facebook group, and maybe, or I could maybe do it here too, but I don't really have a way to take pictures or anything. So I mean, if this sounds good to you, I mean, go over and join the Facebook group. But what I'm thinking about doing is getting some pictures and putting them over in the Facebook group, just so people know what I've got, and then maybe do a, you know, if you cover the shipping costs, I'll ship them to you. And, you know, maybe if, you know, just, you know, through PayPal or whatever, and be a situation where you can, you know, donate money that equals to the shipping. And then if there's, you know, if you would like to put in some extra just as like a donation to the channel, that way I wouldn't be asking like a price for the books. It could just kind of be like, cover the shipping and any donation that you want to make, but you know, you don't necessarily have to make the donation, but definitely enough to cover the shipping. And I would just send those out to whoever wanted them. I don't know. I'm going to put some thought into that. But there's a lot of books. I mean, a lot. I've got a small stack that I've colored in some, and I've just got those off to the side, but there is a whole box that have not even been colored in, where it's just those. It's like, oh, it's such a great deal, I'm gonna buy this, and I've got to stop that. I'm not doing that anymore. If it's just because it's a great deal at the moment, it's not going to get me to buy anymore. And of course I say that, and then, you know, I'll probably end up doing the exact opposite, but I'm really gonna try not to. Because it's just, it was getting overwhelming dealing with all of those books. It was getting almost depressing, having to see them and knowing I wasn't using them, and, you know, not coloring in them and taking up space. But so I went through them and got them out. So I'm down a lot of books now, but I've noticed I've really learned what I like to color. And at the time I was just buying up all of these books. I know when I made my first book video, a lot of people were like, oh, it looks like you collect more than you color. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that's kind of what it had came down to. And I feel bad about that now. You know, doing that. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Hold on. Oh, it's hot right now. But I'm just, you know, I've learned what it is I like to color. So those are the ones and the type of things that I held on to, and I boxed up the other stuff. But I know that there's probably so many books in there that a lot of you would color in. And I do wish I could afford to just do the giveaways, but I can't right now. At least not until some of these finances straighten back out. But I think you guys can understand that, because it's been one thing after another. We had to have a bunch of work done on Gary's truck. We had to have a lot of work done on my car. Several $100s had to go out over the past month. And then it was several $100s to do the axle situation when it messed up. And then I had to pay for the vet today, so telling you. I think this grass green's about shot too. It might do a couple more, but it's not going to do much more. So yeah, if that sounds like something, you know, you might be interested in or whatever, go over. The Facebook group link is in the description of the video. That way you'll already be a member of the group when I decide to get those listed up. Hopefully it won't be too long, but I think that's what I'll probably do, is pay shipping and any donation you just kind of want to make to the channel. I'm just going to have to figure out a way how to figure shipping. I know a few people that sell a lot of books and stuff, and I think what I'll do is I'll contact them and get an idea. The last time I shipped just a coloring book, it was about $2.50 for the one coloring book. But of course, you know, if you buy more, the shipping's going to be less since it's done off weight than just the, you know, it's not going to be $2.50 like a book. So or maybe I could do that, since, you know, one book, I could probably just take like one book and find out what the shipping would be on that one book to, say, California, which is a good ways away from me. So I'd have a good idea on that. And then if it's, say, $2.50, just do like $2.50 a book. That way, you know, if you got more than one book, at least I'd be getting, you know, a little bit maybe. But I don't want to like sell them. I don't know. I'm confused. Just letting you into my crazy mind. Right now, you know, I'm really needing to start getting ink refills. So any money I got over and above shipping would go into ink refills, and, you know, just helping to support me and the channel. Because I know there for a while too, I would buy crazy things just to show you guys that I probably wouldn't have bought, and, you know, all that starts to add up. And it's, you know, that kind of stuff's just probably, unless, I don't know. I can use my YouTube money and things like that to buy things that I probably wouldn't normally buy myself, to show you guys. But just to be buying, I'm gonna have to kind of slow off of that a little bit until things get a little better financially. Come on now. Give me a color that I want. And this, my friends, is why we test our, why we do Oh, that's not good. Yes, friends, this is exactly why we make color charts. It makes it so much easier when you go to makes it so much easier when you go to color. If you've taken the time to do color charts, so you're not having to constantly test every one of your pens or whatever for your color before you put it down, like I'm doing today. And I think this video and the last video was like the only videos I've really done ever where I did not have my color charts right with me. And it is a lot harder to color this way. I missed that monkey's arm right there. I have to go back and fix that. Sitting here in this chair is making my foot go to sleep. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, guys. Just move it around, try to get the blood flow going again. There. This is just, I guess I needed some more right here. That. Come here, my little brown. I need to do my monkey. What was the brown I used? I think it was this one. Yeah. Alright, I'll put some sky blue in for the sky. So you guys have got to kind of hear me ramble today and just think out loud. I guess now I've got to go through and look at the stuff at Blick and see what's still coming, so I can make sure, you know, I want to make 100% sure that I get everything I'm supposed to get. On my invoice, it said something about a 365-day return. That seems crazy if Blick does a whole 1-year return policy. I don't know if I was looking at that right, but I just kind of barely glanced at my invoice and I saw that and it kind of popped out at me, and that kind of struck me as odd. If they have a 365-day return, that has got to be the longest return policy that I know of. Okay. We're getting close to done. I really like keeping my videos to about 30 minutes because I can talk the whole time, but I know how much you guys like to finish pictures also, so I'm going to have to learn to color faster apparently. Either that or learn to talk more. I don't know if you guys are in frame right now. Sorry if you're not. You barely were. get this green here. I'm really feeling weak. I really don't want to be sick again. I want to cry. No fair, no fair. Color do I want to do these flowers? Yeah, I think that grass green's about done. Let's see. Yeah, it's cute. I'll use that one. And yeah, I'll do it like this. This is azalea purple. I actually like this color because to me it's more of a hot, like a hot pink or a really dark pink. I think azaleas are pretty flowers. I wish azaleas bloomed for a full year, but you know, they come out in the springtime and then they're gone. And you have the bush, you know, during the rest of the summer that's green, but it only gets its pretty flowers once a year in the springtime. I've got daylilies outside my back door, which I love. They're so beautiful, but you know, their blooms only last like a day and they're gone, and that's kind of sad. I saw my first hummingbird a day or two ago. So I'm going to be excited for the hummers to be back. They're probably my favorite bird. I had a lot of hummingbirds last year that came to visit and stayed. I think there was probably 5 or 6 that were here constantly. They were so cute. And what was funny is if their hummingbird feeder got low, if they caught me, you know, sitting out back or whatever, they would fly down and just hover like right in front of me, and then when they knew that they had my attention, they would fly over really fast to the hummingbird feeder, like they were saying, hey, look at this. And then I've got little green lizards that hang out back, and we have some skinks too. They're like the blue skink, I think's what they're called, and they're really cute, even though, you know, I like the green lizards better, but the blue skinks are really pretty anyway. And they kind of hang around in the bushes and everything out back. I get to see them all during the spring. All right. Yep, that's it. There we go. There's my second picture. You get to see where I'm murdered. I murdered these. They look kind of crappy, at least on my end. I don't know how they look for you guys, but they look kind of on my end. But there we go. This was by request that I worked in Circles of Fun Animals. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was great to chit chat and see how you guys were doing and tell you guys how things were going on this end. I'll be back probably, let me see, when will I film again? Probably Tuesday is when I'll film again. So it's going to be a few days before I film again, but I'll be back. So let me know what book you guys might want me to color out of, and everything. And there's links down below to the Facebook group, to my Amazon. I would greatly appreciate it if you would go through that link if there's anything that you need to buy at Amazon. I have a link leading directly to the Dover Spark books, and I also have a link that just takes you into Amazon. But I get a small percentage of your purchase price. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps me and helps support the channel. Like I said, join us over at the Facebook group, share your images. Great group of people, very supportive. Love them all to death. And thank you guys for watching. And until next time, peace, love, and happy coloring. Bye, guys.